guys, it is the J-Man. Today, I watched, for day 11 of my 12 Days of Christmas, I watched Hulk Hogan's Santa with Muscles. Anyone in the world is probably going to tell you that this is the worst movie or worst Christmas movie ever made. I don't want to say this was a bad movie. I did find this movie entertaining. It was funny. It was a nice film. I mean, probably not any of the actors in the film's best acting role, because I mean they've got a good cast and all. It's just, the main characters, you've got some good main character actors. It's just, I don't know. It's just not the best that everyone, because it stars Hulk Hogan, the man, the myth, the legend. Don Stark, who you'll recognise as Bob from That 70s Show, and also from That 70s Show we've got Mila Kunis. Mila Kunis, obviously she's like the most famous person in the world right now, but everyone started somewhere. Some little 12-year-old, I think, Mila Kunis, unheard of, I think. Anyway, Hulk Hogan plays Blake Thorne. He's like he's kind of like he's like a semi-famous basically he's like the poster boy for his own brand of like health supplements, moose juice kind of thing, you know what I mean? He's got his own brand of oats, breakfast cereal, muscle powder, you put it in your milk and then make a protein shake with it, that kind of stuff, so he's like a little bit famous but not super famous, and he's a bit of a crook, he's a bit of a douchebag at the beginning of the film, actually. He's not a nice character, I wouldn't say. I love where there's like a bit where the little girl's writing her letter to Santa Claus, and she's saying, "I hope you're really out there, Santa." And I'm watching the film like, yeah, he's in the bushes waiting, jumps out the bush and starts beating some dude up. He's kicking some ass already, straight away into that movie. I think it turns out that guy, they're like his friends, and he like trains to fight with his friends, But he's kind of a douche, he's kind of like a bit of a selfish guy. He's like, I know, he's a bit up himself, and he's quite, not a nice character. I don't know the name of the actor actually, but the cop in the film is I know he's in Austin Powers. He's in a couple of things, but he plays very similar roles actually. He's a comedy actor. He's a good comedy actor. I love where he's just there with the little gun. And he's just like waiting for someone to go past so he can catch him speeding. And Hogan like drives past and he's like, "Yes, I got some." He's one of them donut cops. You know what I'm talking about? I've spoken about them before. One of them donut cops. And I think Hulk's basically trying to escape the police, so he goes into like the shopping mall, and for some reason their Santa's not showed up. So he sees the Santa suit there, and he's like, "I'm going to disguise." So he puts on the Santa suit with the beard. The beard covers most of his face, and then the police run. Have you seen this man? No, sir. I'll tell you if I do. And then okay, Merry Christmas, Santa. Merry Christmas, idiot. And then I'm not sure what happens. He trying to escape, he hits his head, I think. I'm not sure exactly. He hits his head and he forgets who he is, he gets amnesia. And then enter Don Stark, Bob from That 70s Show in his elf suit. And he's like, "Who am I?" And he sees him straight away. I think he goes to steal his wallet, and he sees who he is, and he's like, "Dude, this dude is rich, I'm going to make a mint off of him, because he owes some bad people money, so he's, I've got to pay these people back." So he steals his wallet, and then when Hulk wakes up, he's like, "Oh, who am I?" "You're Santa Claus, aren't you?" And he's like, "I'm not Santa Claus." "Oh, I am Santa Claus," because he sees the outfit. He's like, "I must be. I don't remember, so I must be Santa Claus." So he goes to the mall and he basically becomes the mall Santa. But it's like Hulk Hogan. His facial acting is pretty good, because bear in mind, when he's in that, you can't see his mouth really, but his eyes, he does some good acting with his eyes in that. So I'm not going to diss Hogan at all. And I really don't want to dump on this movie, because a lot of people want to dump on this movie, and I want to be trying an impartial judge of this movie. Well, I love where Hulk, when he goes into the mall and he sees the army of kids, and he's just like bricking himself. I love it. Like Hulk Hogan, he's never been scared ever. He's been against Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. Nothing in this world scares Hulk Hogan except an army of kids. There's nothing scarier than that. I don't care if you fought Andre the Giant at WrestleMania. There is nothing scarier than an army of kids near Christmas. He's not a great Santa at the start, you know. He doesn't tie. He's not trying to kind of get. He's not into the Santa zone. He's not in the zone yet, you know. Until he sees some guys trying to steal some charity money, and in his head he doesn't know he's a douchebag, you know. So he sees it, and they're like, "Do something, Santa." So he gets up, and you know, he like beats up the guys, you know, trying to steal the money. Basically, he gets like famous overnight, you know. Obviously, you can't see his face, so no one knows it's him. And so like, yeah, the Santa with muscles and I think he ends up staying at an orphanage with some kids. One of the kids being the young Mila Kunis. And then it's got some evil scientists. I love this. Is like evil scientists, and basically the head, the leader of them, he wants the orphanage. You know, I think they've told him then they don't want to sell it. You know, so he's like, I'm going to steal it or whatever. I love it. Don's got his credit card. And he goes to the ATM, the cash machine, puts in. And is like, now please give us your fingerprint. And he's like, you know, and he don't have his fingerprint. So he goes back and he sees Hulk drinking out of his glass. So he takes the glass, puts it over there, and now that is your right thumb. Please use your left thumb. No. So he never gets to steal Hulk's money. Until the evil scientists, they kidnap Don. I can't remember what the character's called. I'm just referring to him as Don Stark. And they know him. They're the people he owes money to. And he's like, I'll get you your money. You know, I just need it. And they're like, we want the Santa. You know, and we want the orphanage as well. You know. Then there's like some like. Anyway, then they basically, in the end, they basically kind of get into the oh yeah, they're talking about, and they're like, Hulk's like, what could they possibly want with this orphanage? And they're like, there's catacombs underneath it, and so they show Hulk, and he goes down to the catacombs, opens this vault thing, and inside it there's these like jewels going off the wall, and they're like worth like a ton of money, I'm guessing, you know, and that's what he wants the orphanage for. So, but so the bad guys come down. They got like this big ninja dude, you know, and they got a whole team out. And Hulk's fighting a mafia. And then at the end of the fight, Hulk wins the fight. But he's thrown off the top of the building. Luckily, he lands in a garbage truck, you know, with over all the bags. And then he looks at there's a packet of his, like, you know, powder in there, and he sees his face and he remembers who he is. Well, partially remembers who he is. So he goes back to his house, his mansion, you know, like in Beverly Hills or something, I don't know, somewhere nice, you know. And he's just living his life, and at the orphanage, the bad guys are back. They've taken over the orphanage, kidnapped all the kids. And then, I love the biggest douchebag moment, and they're like, thanks for all the help, Lenny, and then everyone looks at him and he's like, you traitor. You know, and he's like, I had no choice, you know. And he's trying to help, you know, he's just, you know, weak, I guess, you know. Then Lenny calls Hulk up, and he's like, Hulk, we need you, man. So Hulk's like, I'll help you out. But then obviously they catch him on the phone, so they like, you know, take him, you know. And then Hulk, he gets his buddies, his fighting friends, you know, with him, and they all like go to save the kids, you know. And then he's like, guys, we've got a mission to do. So they get in the car, and then there's that cop again, you know, trying to stop them from speeding. And it's like, you can't do. This is the only movie ever though where you've actually seen the hero get caught speeding. You know, it's like, we're gonna save the kids, and you drive like 100 miles an hour down like a 30 road. No one says nothing. This is the only movie I've ever seen where the hero actually gets caught. You know. And then like Hulk sees this big muscly karate dude, you know, and and the Hulk, he does like the crane. He's like, whoa, and then he just they're in a church, and he stamps on the pew, and then the pew just comes up and knocks him out, hits him in the face, knocks him out. It's like that bit in Indiana Jones, you know, when he sees this huge guy, and he's got this sword, and he's like doing all these sword tricks and stuff, you know, and then he's like shoots him dead. Though I think I was told apparently they were gonna have a fight scene in Indiana Jones, but Harrison Ford was like had really bad diarrhea that day, and he's like, there is no way I can do a fight scene, you know, stuff's gonna happen. You know, so that he was like, "What? You know, it'd be funny if I just shoot him. You know, done. There's no fight. There don't need to be a fight. You know, because Indy's smart, right?" So it reminded me of that scene. I love it. They're trying to get with the cops, and then one of the cops, literally, the cop pulls out a bazooka, and I was like, "That's all your budget for this movie wasted on a bazooka." Shoots. Hulk swerves the car away, and then there's that cop from Merlin. He's like, "Uh oh!" Jumps away, blows up his car. Hulk gets to the orphanage, you know, like one at a time, picks apart and takes down the evil guys. And then when he goes into one room to save the old caretaker guy, he's like, "You don't remember who you are," you know, and he's like, "No," and he's like, "You grew up in this orphanage." Oh, and then there's a photo of him on the wall as a kid. And he's starting to piece it all together, and he's like, and there's a picture of your best friend, and his best friend is the evil guy who's in charge of the thing. Oh, that's a really good twist, actually. I mean, I wasn't expecting a good twist like that in a film that's considered that bad, you know, but that was a really good twist. I like that. I did not see that coming at all, you know, I liked that. And then he goes downstairs, sees the bad guy, and he's like, "We were good friends, man. Why are you doing evil stuff?" You know. And then they have like a little fight, and then after like everything in the room gets kind of knocked around a bit, it starts rumbling. That what's going on? It's gonna blow. You know, all the crystals are reacting to, you know, all the, because I think there's a moment he dropped one, and the impact from dropping it, the little crystal it exploded basically. And imagine a mine full of that exploding. They're like, "We got to get out of here." So they run outside, and then the whole mansion just comes, like the whole orphanage just comes crashing down, you know, and it falls apart. And then the cop turns up in this blown up car, still somehow driving to arrest all the bad guys. And then the orphanage is going to be destroyed. And then the nice bit at the end of this film is that Hulk lets all the kids live in his mansion. You know, I thought that was a nice ending for the film. I mean, it's a nice film. It's probably the nicest film Hulk's been in, except maybe Mr. Nanny. You know what? This is the same level as Mr. Nanny, because you like Rocky. You know, he's been in loads of action movies. No Holds Barred is a fighting movie, like a wrestling movie. You know, this is probably like the nicest movie Hulk has ever been in. You know, so I mean, for a film that the target audience is little kids, or like, you know, any kid who's young, maybe a kid who's old enough to watch wrestling, so maybe 10-year-olds, you know, but don't expect too much from this film. You know, if you watch this movie through the eyes of a child, I think it's a very fun film. You know, I very much enjoyed watching this film. There's not a lot of trivia for this. First trivia, a lot of people consider this one of the worst Christmas movie ever made. I respectfully disagree. It's not that bad, you know. Another bit of trivia you might not know, this film was released on my first birthday. I think they released this movie as a birthday present for me. I doubt it, but, you know, I like to think that. And Mila Kunis in an interview says that she was too young to understand how important it was working with Hulk Hogan. Like, because looking back now, she knows Hulk Hogan is like one of the, well, perhaps the most famous wrestler of all time, you know. But, you know, oh, and I think the writer, they changed his script so much, in the end he actually sued them, you know, for basically just destroying his idea, you know. There's not a lot of trivia for this, to be honest. That's basically all I've got for it. The reason I kept this video fairly short is lack of sleep, and I'm recording the Grinch one today as well, basically, because you know, I'm not going to do one on Christmas Eve, because, you know, Christmas Eve is, you know, too big a day, you know, so, you know, to do stuff, you know. I'm going to be enjoying Christmas stuff, you know. Yeah, so Christmassy. The next video will be The Grinch 2018. Warning, the video will contain spoilers, obviously, because, you know, it's hard to talk about the film, not just spoilers. I may release a spoiler-free video like I did for Venom. Like this video, I will try and keep that one PG. All the kids out there. Yeah, and then that is it, you know. I really enjoyed doing these, actually. I mean, I need sleep, but I have really enjoyed doing these, actually. So I might release some more afterwards, just for the sake. I said I would for Halloween. I haven't done yet, so I might do another horror movie before I start doing any more. Obviously, I'm not going to do any more Christmas movies after Christmas, but, you know, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, see you tomorrow. J-Man out.